Cool.
And we're now live, you bitches. No, I'm kidding. Welcome to Gamers at Large podcast number 85. And I'm your humble host, Dr. Feelgood. And with me tonight is a kind of nice collection of bastards. Starting out with Sprite Remix. Introduce yourself if you're there.
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on, Sprite Remix? All I'm gonna say is, man, those hotlines on fire today after today's news.
What hotlines?
We'll get to that.
What?
No, we're gonna get to that as soon as y'all introduce yourselves. So go ahead, Red Fox.
Okay, this is Mr. Red Fox here with a here to inject a little bit of BS busting into the gamers at large, because look, it's never too old, it's never too late to stick your foot up bullshit's ass.
And Jewel?
Nice to hear that you like calling us bastards, because if anything, there's around, and if anything, nice to see you all. And I'm the gaming mage.
And this is Piggy Don.
Raphael.
And this is Piggy Don from Video Game Facts. And I just got back from an argument with one contributor who was saying how he doesn't approve Nintendo taking down another Metroid 2 remake. Yeah, it's one of those people.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm sure.
oh God, that's all.
Now that we got those intros out the way, so how about those Nintendo Switch numbers that we got announced today? Very beautiful indeed. I mean, I don't care about sales because I buy what I want to buy. I own 2 Wii U, so you definitely know I don't care about sales or popularity. But being on a winning team, there's a certain amount of trolling that's needed to be done, and I think I'm entitled to.
All these haters I've seen so far, they've used the move withdrawn because any of them around.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: they're gonna move the goalposts. They're gonna say, okay, let's just keep it real. The system to have the Switch has been consistently outselling everything in in America and Japan since it was released last year. And it's been outselling the PS3 for like half the year last year in Europe. So basically, in the 3 major markets, the Switch has been dominating more or less. So it's not surprising that it would be selling well.
And in 10 months, just 10 months, I hate to even say this because I love the system. It will probably go down as my favorite system of all time. But in 10 months, it outsold the beloved Wii U, what the Wii U did in 4.5 years.
No, it's not.
And that to me that's a little sad. I'm glad it's successful. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's successful. But to me, the Wii U has a very special place in my heart. It always will have it.
Well, I mean, I can't really be like, it's not really a sad thing because let's keep it real. The Switch is basically a more portable Wii U. So the people were like, man, I ain't buying no damn Wii U. It's like Nintendo said, okay, let's switch the name around a little bit and make it more portable. Will you buy one now? And they did.
You have to do that.
Very true. So look at that aspect. You're right.
I mean,
you're absolutely right.
These dumb bastards bought the system they swore they'd never buy. So I mean, I can't really. Here's what I'll say about the whole thing. The Switch. I'm glad Nintendo's selling a lot of Switches. I'm glad they're making money off the thing. As someone who owns a Wii U and has a lot of those games that they're porting over, I hope they take some of that money. I know they need ports to kind of fill in some of the gaps. Put some of that money on new shit. Because, I want to play new games on my Switch and not shit that I already have.
Yeah.
That's just me. Like being like, hey man, here's Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and guess what? We added Funky.
Dang.
$60. I'm sorry. That's not viable. That's not cool. Okay.
I was gonna say this happens sometimes, but then some people the this the original release. So if anything, that's of trying to sneak under the radar.
No, I mean, for people who didn't get Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, this is a good buy for them. For me, who has the game, it's essentially like saying, okay, you can buy the game again, and here's a $60 DLC for Funky Kong. And to those, and for someone to even try and sell me a game with $60 DLC, even if it's Nintendo, I say GFYS.
Get the F out.
I mean, no, listen, if I may, listen. I agree with Red Fox. Like I have Tropical Freeze. I bought it launch day on the Wii U, which I think it launched in 2014, was it? Or was it 2013?
Yeah, it was 2014 on February.
Okay. I have the game and it launched 2014, $50, brand new. I have it. And it's probably one of the greatest 2D platformers ever made. Hands down. Look, if you never bought the game on Wii U, or if you don't have a Wii U, definitely get on the Switch. But like Mr. Red Fox, since I bought the game almost 4 years ago, I would say this.
So did I.
Nintendo, in the same way you came up with a type of compensation for Wii U owners that had Wii digital titles, eShop titles, you allowed them to transfer the games over for a small fee to the Wii U. You need to also provide that. I won't say you need. It would be great if you provided a way that those that actually did purchase the Wii U version and they registered it with Club Nintendo, which we had to merge that into our My Nintendo account. You should actually allow them to at least get a discounted downloadable version of that game on the Switch.
Even
I'm not saying it has to be free.
Like, but, I mean, even if you
I would say if you can go back and look at the records of Club Nintendo with the picture that's still in there and say, okay, look, Dr. Phil, he bought this game, he registered in the system back in February 2014. So we'll give him the ability to buy this game for $20 or $30 because I did register the game. It was new because I had to use that code. That was that little code insert. That would make plenty of sense. I'm not saying you need to do it, but it would show your loyal fans who purchased the Wii U, it would show them that you really do appreciate them and that you want them. You give them incentive to buy the game again, to essentially double dip.
All I'm saying is this: I am not paying $60 just to play as Funky Kong. As a matter of fact,
because to me,
as a matter of fact,
we all know it's easy mode.
Like real monkeys. If I had a real monkey, I would videotape it flinging its poo at someone. That's basically how I feel about this game and them charging $60 for it. And I mean, listen, I know you're a company, you want to make money, but that's kind of a fuck you to people who bought the thing. Now, like I said, for people who didn't get Tropical Freeze, for the people who were like, I'm never going to buy a Wii U, and now their dumbasses got fooled into buying what is essentially a Wii U without the power or with more portability, go ahead, buy it. You got to pay the dumbass.
What you saying, SK?
Honestly speaking, man, Nintendo is a really cheap company, you know. I mean, they're doing to be, man, like, I mean, I would have bought Donkey Kong, but I ain't buying it again because, I mean, like you said, you know, they're repackaging the games, selling them for max price. They even raised the price up on Donkey Kong. You know, if the listings are correct, they raised the price up on the game. You know, I mean, they're really not giving anyone anything. I mean, sometimes they do sales, sometimes they don't. But anytime they do a sale, I mean, it's long after, you know, most of those games we already purchased. So you really don't get anything from them. I mean, it's a good thing I only focus on, you know, I come in expecting to just pay for my games and go. And I mean, I pick and choose the games that I'm going to purchase. But yeah, I would agree that they should give some kind of incentive for people that already purchased these games on the post-selling platform, you know, and, you know, people who never bought the game before pay full price for those games. That would be a good trade-off. Since they're repackaging the same game, but it's they're just being cheap. Like, I mean, they've been cheap for a while, actually.
because I don't even like digital games like that. I prefer physical. But if Nintendo, incentivized me to get this game again by giving me a discounted digital copy because I have proof that I purchased the original brand new back on the Wii U, I will probably download this game. I will pay $20-$30 just to get it. It's like, well, it was $50 brand new on the Wii U.
I don't want
You're telling me that it's like saying thanks for your dedication and your support. With our floundering console. Look, we're going to bring this game back to give it another breath of life. And here you go. For you and your loyalty, you get half off. Will be, even if it's digital only, it will be awesome.
Look, we know they're a business. We know they want to make money. But to sit there and say, that's my one problem with a lot of these ports is because they're like, well, we're bringing Mario Kart 8 over, we're bringing Tropical Freeze over, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But it's like I already bought these games. You're not really incentivizing me to want to buy these again. And I know this isn't for me. I'm a diehard Nintendo fan. Every single console gen, I have a Nintendo console, and I buy most of the marquee titles on Nintendo console. So, you're not going after me. For people who were like, I'm not gonna buy a Wii U. Fuck that system. Okay, this is for you. But I don't want to suffer because your dumbasses didn't buy the system. Why do I have to be punished? Because you people,
that's true. Games like Hyrule Warrior, that makes sense because they're packaging 2 games. So I understand that they're basically packaging 2 games with all the DLC.
Or
that's
Bayonetta,
a fair deal.
Or Bayonetta 1 and 2. That makes sense. But
Donkey Kong is a ripoff. And they raised the biggest problem I have is that they raised the price up.
And they added 1 character. I'm like, really?
Okay. On a technical standpoint, it still makes sense because the Donkey Kong Country games have been known to have ported in other Nintendo systems before.
Well, but the price was never raised. For example,
that's because those were the handheld versions.
But they were ported.
Also, one important note. And I was reminded of this when I watched the Juices Loose podcast. Shout out to them. But remember, now Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is Nintendo Select title for $20.
Yeah,
now, it has different artwork, and of course, it's still the same whole game as when it was in the launch. It just now has that Nintendo Select, header on it. But even still, you can get that game on Wii U right now for $20, brand new, if you can locate a physical copy.
Yeah, that's see. Here's my problem. Okay, the Donkey Kong Country games have been ported to other systems, but the price never went up. For example, like I said, the original Donkey Kong games were kind of expensive at the time because they had the special chip in them. So they were between $60 to $70, depending on where you were and who was buying it, what retail chain. But $60 to $70 per game. Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3. And then, those games were ported to the Game Boy. Well, actually, you had Donkey Kong Country Land, but Donkey Kong Land, but those weren't straight ports. Those were miniaturized for the Game Boy Color. But Game Boy Advance games were essentially a straight up port of the SNES games, and they were $34, $39. Okay.
Well, let me ask you got some quick question in. Now, just give me a yes or no. Do you think Nintendo is essentially taking the page out of Sony's book? Because Sony ported Last of Us over to the PS4 a year later. They've been porting a whole bunch of PS3 games over. So essentially, they're doing what the other consoles have done, and everyone was okay with. So what I don't understand is these same people that said, put all the Wii U games over to the Switch. Now they're saying it's too many Wii U ports. Well, your first request was Nintendo should port all the Wii U games over because no one wanted that console. No one bought it, but they had great games.
But you
got a few ports, a handful of ports. They're saying it's too many ports. Make up your mind.
Well, you see what make it look bad though is that Sony released this game maybe 4 times already. Shadow of Colossus, but that game is only $40.
Yeah, I know. But Last of Us Remastered was also re-released again, and it was $60.
Yeah, but the price didn't go up. My problem is that they raised the price up. If they keep the price the same, I wouldn't have much really say anything much. But they raised the price up. So I'm trying to understand why it's not a new game. So you didn't have to make that game from ground up again. It's a repackaged game.
Wait, no, it is a new game. It's Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze plus Funky Kong.
No.
What we're all saying, basically, even though we're not saying it, is that this is strictly a cash grab.
No, I don't know about you guys. I'm saying it's bullshit. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, guys. But the problem is, this is the thing, though. Where did the $10 price increase came from?
Well, I mean, here's the thing, and I was about
DLC.
Here's what I was gonna say. Okay, if they were adding, they added Funky Kong. If they added a new world, with Funky Kong, I'd say okay. Obviously, someone had to go and program that. Okay, an extra $10, no problem. They just added Funky Kong. I mean,
yeah. They made the game a little easier for people. You know what they did? They made the game easier for
but technically, guys, we were paying $5 to $6 a character in Smash.
Yeah, I mean, but check this out. You know what they did, right? They made the game easier for GameStop to play it so that they could give it a better score. That's where
you are such a trolling bastard.
No, no, but it's true because check this out. All of a sudden, right, when Donkey Kong came out, they talk about how this game was so hard and all this crap, right? But then you got games like Celeste comes out that is apparently a hard game, but they're giving game like that perfect score. So I'm not understanding where the criteria lies within their reviews because I guess it's a different review.
Oh no!
Because it's like
come on.
Hold on, guys. You guys got the chat going crazy. So Middleman said more like Polygon and GameSpot mode. Santiago talking about he talking about journalist mode. Come on, guys. Seriously.
You know what it is. It's called the Nintendo difference. If a game comes out and Nintendo does it, I mean, I hate.
It should be easy.
No. Nintendo is kind of like it's kind of like the Steven Spielberg curse, right? Like if Steven Spielberg does a movie, the man is really proficient at making movies. You know it's not going to be a badly made movie. You know you're going to get a certain level of quality. But it's like even if he knocks it out the park, you're like, well, it wasn't good enough. But this is what the man does. He makes really good movies. But then if someone who isn't Steven Spielberg makes a really good movie, they get more credit for it because they aren't Steven Spielberg. It's more impressive because they don't have years and pedigrees of experience. And that's basically how they feel.
How many copies do you think this game is going to sell with the new
Celeste?
Okay, because I'm going to say it right here and now. Virtually no one that bought this on Wii U and or still have it is going to buy it on the Switch.
What, Donkey Kong Country?
I believe actually there's a lot of people that is gonna buy it because you know how people are, man. They talk and then just buy it.
That's why I said. That's why I said that no one on the Wii U side is gonna buy this game. More than likely, they had it on Wii U or still have it. I think it's gonna sell probably about 2-3 million copies. But virtually none of those are gonna be from Wii U people.
I think it's gonna sell maybe 2 million. Because here's the thing,
it's gonna sell.
Donkey Kong Country is not the huge. Even Donkey Kong Country Returns was not this huge. I mean, they sell over 1 million, which is why they eventually get turned to select games. But they aren't. They aren't expensive to make. They aren't these huge,
But you know what though? What you making that last statement? I wish that was true across the board because you're right. Usually games that turn to select are ones that sold 1 million. I don't see Mario Kart 8 costing $20.
Oh no, because they knew they could take that game and just add the battle mode that should have been there in the first fucking place, and people would buy it. So
like right now, why is Breath of the Wild not $20? I mean, it sold 6 million copies. I'm thinking,
okay. To be fair, I can understand Breath of the Wild not being there because I mean, let's keep it real. That's like these are marquee titles, and marquee titles typically don't get discounted like that. Now, maybe towards the end of the Switch's life cycle or when the sales start to kind of slow down a little bit, they'll be like,
that's not true either. Because I can go to a Walmart right now and find a copy of Twilight Princess for $60.
For what? For the Wii U?
For the Wii. For the Wii.
Damn.
Still that high?
I don't know. That
game is still $50 or $60. It does not have a Nintendo Select.
Some of these games are hard to actually compress into because, as far as I remember, those are mostly known as Evergreen season.
I'm like, I just don't know what Walmart you're shopping at because my Walmart has a copy of Twilight Princess for the Switch, and it's like, I mean, not for the Switch, for the Wii, and it's like $39.99.
But still, that's not a select title. But I'm pretty sure
the one down by me is $49.99.
Yeah, mine is $39.99. Like I don't know what Walmart you have where it's $60. I mean, it's not a select title, but it's not $60. It's not where I am. It's like $30.
Was the Wii game $60? Weren't they $50?
When they first came out, they were, I want to say 50 or maybe 60. I don't know. I think it was 50.
I thought they were 50.
All I know is this was still full price, and I saw it about a year and a half ago. I said, "Wow, this game is old to still be full price."
Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing, because I remember the Wii games were never as expensive as PS3 and Xbox 360 games because the Wii games were standard def, so they were like a AAA Wii game was almost always $50. When I remember because I had to get a second thing of Twilight Princess because my disc got scratched to shit, and I got mine for like $30. So, but that was with I had a $10 credit. So I mean, but that was like years ago. I mean, but I get what you're saying. Nintendo titles don't really go down in price, and when they do, it's not a precipitous drop. It's like, the game was $60, now it's like $55, $54 or something like that.
Okay, so basically, so what I'm gathering, I'm not gonna buy it on the Switch. Mr. Red Fox is not gonna buy it.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure SK is not gonna buy it. What about
you,
Sprite?
No, I'm not buying it. I'll buy it when the price is right.
I'm not gonna buy it either since I
already own the damn game. And look. Now, if Nintendo wants to say,
but you don't have Funky Kong mode, man.
No, here's what they say. If Nintendo says, hey, for $10 you can buy Funky Kong as a DLC character for the Wii U version, why the fuck not? I bought this game like 3 years ago. Why not? But a $60 just for Funky Kong and kiss my funky ass. What they can do.
Does this go against Funky's character? Because I remember in one of the games he hates adventuring, unlike DK and Diddy and Dixie.
Yeah, he's also a hippie, and yet in Donkey Kong Country 64, he pulls out a gun and just straight up shoots King.
It's a bazooka boot up someone's rear
with a bazooka gun. So I mean, look, man, you can't use this shit as cannon.
Bazooka boots.
It's a bazooka cannon. I don't know, rocket launcher.
Okay, well, we're back on the main topic real quick. Now, we know Nintendo released the numbers. The Switch is almost at 15 million units in approximately 10 months. Now, with that said, my thought process right now is this system reached 15 million in 10 months. There is no Pokemon yet. Nintendo Labo has not released. Pokemon has not been released. If it can do 15 million in 10 months, I'm a little concerned about what it's going to do over the next 12 months. And if Pokemon launches,
I don't think they'll. I mean, they're gonna do Pokemon, but it's not gonna be a Pokemon like you get on the handhelds, because that's where the bread and butter of Pokemon
It's
is.
gonna be like the Mario 64 of Pokemon 3D Pokemon games.
Man, don't. That's a lot. That's a lot of baggage. Don't put that type of baggage on this game. Please don't. Please don't. Okay. Don't do that.
Lower it, please.
Let me put it this way. The closest platforming mascot to Mario is Sonic, and Sonic still hasn't had his Mario 64 moment. So don't put that type of baggage on Pokemon, okay? Please don't.
Hey, I thought Sonic had half of that.
What I think...
Generations kind of, sort of.
But
no.
But it's the second best-selling
Mario 64 moment.
So there's bound to be expectations.
What I think is gonna happen. Yeah, but Pokemon has not had a good history on consoles. What I think is gonna happen, I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be drastically different, because they cannot make a game that's exactly like what they have on the handhelds on a home console. It's not gonna.
So you want something like Pokemon Coliseum?
It's
no. Technically,
I don't know. I'm just saying it has to be something different. It cannot be exactly what the handheld games are.
No,
just
with
better graphics.
In my opinion, I think they could, if they wanted to, they could, because if Nintendo just simply, I know some Pokemon fans will be pissed off about this, but Nintendo just took, let's just say, Pokemon Gold and Silver and made it in 720p. I'm pretty sure it would still sell 10 million copies. Now, of course, we all want more from that. We just don't want to port for higher res graphics. But I'm telling you, if they would just make this game 720p, it would still sell Game Busters. Here's the
reason why I say that's not going to work, because the 30+ million Pokemon fans who they're aiming for with this game are going to be like, fuck you, and walk away. It has to be something new that we haven't seen before. Like if they did a Pokemon game where you have your Pokemon trainer, kind of like Red and Pokemon Brawl, and your fights are, you have your your move set, but you actually do them in real time. That'd be different. Never saw that before.
People want that. People want that in their traditional Pokemon games as well.
So what you're saying is, well, hold on. What you're describing is exactly what Aries just asked about. He said, "How would a Pokemon design similar to Xenoblade 2 fare?" And that sounds like it.
Something like that. Yeah, if they did that, that would totally work. That would, like, you use normal attacks in order to fill up your special attacks, and so you drop the whole SP SP power move thing, and it just becomes normal attacks, fill up your special attacks, and then you can use those.
Would totally work. That would totally work to me, because if you make an open world Pokemon game, kind of like I think it's called Pokemon Rumble World or whatever, that was like the free game you could play on the 3DS. But if you put that in 720p or whatever, but you give it like an engine that's kind of like a half-ass Pokken tournament in a sense, where you have their signature moves, but you can literally like run around and dodge while you're doing it, or even make it like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That would be epic as hell. If you can pull that off.
One thing I've noticed a lot of anime shows like do this, or they'll try to follow whatever based on the anime in terms of like story or like scenes and stuff. But it's like they never done that for Pokemon. Like follow the anime.
And then
the closest to that is Puzzle League on the N64, because they had the Ash in them.
But the Pokemon anime would not be a good video game.
And those anime games suffer from poor balance.
Because
some characters are more overpowered than others.
Yeah, because if they did a Pokemon video game based off of the anime that people here in America know, you just have everyone just spamming Pikachu with his magic thunder attacks to destroy everything, including ground types and rock types and steel types.
Yeah, that very first fight in the first movie was bull.
Although you know, if they want to really mix it up, you could play a dumbass Ash Ketchum trying to catch Pokemon with a stick by beating.
The closest thing we got today is a little short on YouTube called Pokemon Rusted. That's the closest that I can think of.
But
I think this game is going to drop this year.
And what about
if
what are you
Nintendo
guys
sell
thoughts
20 million units?
And what are you guys' thoughts on those theories that the Pokemon for the Switch is going to be a reboot, a series reboot?
I don't think it's going to be a reboot because, like I said, there's like, here's the thing, there's like a 69, 68, 70 million.
69. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can tell you're a very young person with a very immature mind. But here's the thing, okay? You don't throw away your 70 million strong base for a 14, 15 million base. You don't. That's stupid. That's bad business. Basically, like I said, they're gonna have to do something that's drastically different. I don't think the Pokemon Company is gonna drop their usual formulaic
RPG gameplay.
Yeah, they're not going to.
You got people bitching now about the subtle changes in Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah, so I mean, if you have core Pokemon fans that are like that, there's no way they're going to drop that style of gameplay because that's what those people like. That's what and these people have money and they spend it. These are the people who get two versions of the damn game. These are people who have Sun and Moon and then got Ultra Sun and Moon. They spent roughly $200 on these games for both of them. Okay, so these people aren't gonna sit there and just fucking let me just drop. Let me just you gotta make those people happy because they buy the games. On the other hand, they want to reach out to a new audience. That's why they're gonna make a Pokemon game that is something different. It cannot. Now, personally, I would like something that's what they did with Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, just better, better executed.
Go for.
I would like to see that. Would they do it? I don't know. That's what I would like. That's what I would personally like. But here's the thing: just because I want something doesn't mean I'm going to get it.
Okay, well, I have a quick question then. For this Pokemon game, do you think they're going to have a way that these 60, 70, 80 million Pokemon fans can bring over their entire catalogs like they did with 3DS with that? It's called a
Pokemon Bank. Yeah. See, here's the thing. If they say, hey, we're gonna bring the Pokebank to the Nintendo Switch, so for this new Pokemon game, if they do that, then that's gonna be awesome because the Pokebank is a friggin' great idea. Because back in the day, if you wanted to trade Pokemon or store them, you had to spend another $60, $70 on Pokemon Stadium. And
that will make the game. That will also make it really broken for people that are just not coming in because
no, it wouldn't.
So some of those powerful Pokemon were from those first few games that you had you just have a complete advantage.
That's okay. I don't mind. I'll just send that.
That's not okay. That's not okay. People like me.
Hey man, look, man, it's not my problem. You don't play Pokemon.
I do play Pokemon games, but even still,
it's not my problem. No. You don't have a team in Pokemon.
You got shot.
That's not my problem. Look, I'm like Reggie, dude.
And then there's the problem that if you don't have Pokemon Switch to be compatible with the previous gen games, that it's gonna be Gen 3 all over again. When
then they're gonna have to start from scratch, which is not gonna be a bad thing. Personally, and this is just my own little Pokemon thing. I think it would be cool if they do something different where you basically, instead of choosing one starter Pokemon, you get to choose 3, maybe for one from each from like 3 islands, each island having its own element. So like you can choose one of 3 from a fire island. You choose one of 3 from a water island. You choose one of 3 from a from different generations. So that way you can be like, if you're like me, you can have the classic Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, 3 starting Pokemon. Or if you want to go.
Here's another question. Here's another question for you guys. Then, do you think they're actually going to take it back to the beginning? Like, let's say we know it's a Pokemon game coming. How would you feel if this game was strictly focused on like just Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon? That's it.
So like Pokemon Go kind of that's going on right now. Pokemon Go.
Well, I mean that would probably be easier because you have less Pokemon that you have to like. You
have to keep an eye out.
Because it would be a bitch to go with 7. It would be a bitch to go with 700. I'm sorry.
It'll also debunk all those claims that the Pokemon Switch is going to be Gen 8, which I'm most happy about.
I actually hope they do just take it back to like the original 151 and keep it at that. So I think because most people, that's like the most exciting time when it came to the red and blue, and then gold and silver. That was the most exciting time for Pokemon players.
You realize that the original 151 lacked certain amount of Pokemon of a certain type. Like there was only one Ghost line and one Dragon.
There was only one pure Ghost type, and there was only like one real Dragon type. Like here's what I think they should do if they're gonna do that. Okay, I think they should have 3 groups of like 3 overall gens of Pokemon. Like you should have Gen 1 and 2. Then maybe Gen
3 and 4,
5.
No, I would say 5 and 6, and then Gen 7 and 8. Then Gen 7 and 8. And the reason I say 7 and 8 because 7 and 8 are kind of similar to each other. 5 and 6 are kind of similar to each other, and 1 and 2. I know Gen 2 is different, but like Gen 2 is different enough. But I think that Gen 1 and 2 are similar enough to each other that you can combine those two together. Yeah. Like maybe like when you start the game, it's you have Gen 1 and 2, and then like maybe you get a season pass, they drop new Pokemon in, or you can go to a new region that has more.
Did you just say season pass?
I mean Pokemon.
Oh hell no!
Pokemon really.
You better hope that Nintendo has not enlisted the help of Namco Bandai for Pokemon.
No, because they did a season pass.
Mewtwo's gonna cost you $15.
Yeah.
I do realize this is
I do. Pokemon doesn't.
Yeah, but that's Ubisoft's bullshit.
Also, keep in mind that this is going to be Game Freak's doing, not Nintendo themselves.
Yeah, so I mean, like personally, here's the thing.
Why would you even put that out there?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Pokemon games could benefit from some type of expanded content.
Look, I don't want to see. I don't want to see a season pass to get like 10 Master Balls. Okay, I don't want to see that.
No. Okay. Imagine this. Okay, the game comes out and you start out in Kanto, and then for like $10 you get Johto. So you basically get what you got in Pokemon.
No. I think what's going I think what's gonna happen is
what is that? So we can't get that compression anymore.
Listen. Metal Mint said in the chat, he said, I think it would be pretty cool if they cram the first 4 regions into the game and set it a bit in the future. I can agree with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
What am I expecting from Pokemon for Switch based on a few rumors I've been reading? That's going to be a reimagining of Red and Blue with an expanded Kanto Dex. So that way none of the 18 types have too few Pokemon in their rosters.
So basically, what you're saying is what they did in Fire Red and Leaf Green. That's what you're saying.
I was thinking I was thinking about they might be following similar to how that last anime movie was, where Ash followed Ho-Oh, so he went on a different journey with the
Ash. You know, Ash is like a curse word to me, man. Don't bring that mofo
up. No, what I was about to say
that.
Yeah, there's a meme of Ash looking like a girl in the next Pokemon movie.
What I was about to say was they might do like what they do in the Pokemon Go, like they start out with Gen 1 and then through free updates they add in like Gen 2, Gen 3.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Or like
free updates.
Yeah, I don't know who brought up the thing they have all 4 regions like Johto, Kanto.
It was Metalhead.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd like to see that. All 4, well, not all 4, because there's more than four regions, but 4 regions combined, because that gives you a nice sample. You get those islands from Emerald and from Ruby and Sapphire. You get Johto and Kanto, and maybe they add, I don't know.
But there's also the issue of the level curve.
You got Alola and stuff and Hoenn.
No, it'd be very easy.
I think about this point.
You wouldn't have to do a level curve. You just raise the level of the Pokemon you're fighting. The level of the trainers you're fighting. That's it. It's the only thing. It's like instead of let's say you start in Johto, you go to Kanto. Like the trainers there have Pokemon that are in their 40s and 50s, and then you go from Kanto to the islands, and they're like in their 70s and 80s, and then like the fourth region, they're all in like the late 80s, 90s, damn near 100. That's very easy. Not hard.
But if it is a reimagine, I mean, I can see that happen because I wonder like how much landmass is left.
Then you have the issue of gym leaders using under-leveled, fully evolved Pokemon, as in Pokemon whose levels are beneath, that are under the levels they're supposed to fully evolve into.
No, but you've always had that in Pokemon. You've always had gym leaders. It's like, how the hell did this dude get like a Butterfree at level like 24? Shit, I don't know. It's magic.
He
gave him steroids. I don't know.
You get a Butterfree. Metapod evolves into Butterfree at level 10, so a level 24 Butterfree makes more sense. I'm saying like a level 30 Dragonite, that makes no sense because Dragonair evolves into Dragonite at level 55.
Yeah,
that's
okay, Weister in the chat is asking about the Orange Islands.
That's an anime only thing, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm gonna go with Metal Mint's for regions.
Canon.
Like maybe they used Kanto, Johto because those two are connected. Maybe the islands. I forgot the name of the islands, but the islands from Ruby and Sapphire. And then maybe like I don't know. Actually, I would prefer that Paris region from X and Y for the fourth region.
You mean Kalos?
Yeah, I know it was based off of Paris and shit like that. But I mean, I
one final
didn't
question
like
about
Black
Pokemon.
And White, that much or at all.
Well, one
really.
final question about Pokemon. Real quick. Do you think the game is going to be anime art style or more like 3D?
It's going to use the Sugimori art style from the games.
Yeah,
as per usual.
Yeah, it's been consistent. It's been pretty consistent for a while.
It's gonna be 3D, but with anime style graphics. So what they've been using.
So it's been like that. It's been like that for a while, but they've been like actual like human like figure.
So I would
since Sun. I mean not Sun and Moon, X and Y.
I would debate that the art style looks more cartoonish than anime because of the big heads.
Well, that's when that's when it used to be chibi. That was before they had like actual like real like proportions to the later games.
Yeah. Look, as long as I get to make my character dark skinned and I can make him wear a fedora and a gangster shirt, I'm happy. So
man, then that means you can't play like that means you poor red then. You don't have a color.
Wow. Well,
red or gold or any of those older characters.
So
next time is going to make you guys a little.
Should we talk about the Nintendo million sellers from the Switch? Like how Mario.
Oh no, we didn't. No, we hadn't yet. Thank you for reminding me. But let me just say this: the fact that when Breath of the Wild launched, when it came to the Switch, I'm just talking about just the Switch library now. It had virtually no competition. It had none. Now that game has moved 6 million copies, and that's great. But someone please tell me, if you knew that Mario Odyssey would move 50% more copies than Breath of the Wild in 20% the time. Mario Odyssey moved 9 million copies out of the 15 million Switches out there almost in 2 damn months. And it had competition from Splatoon, ARMS, Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem Warriors, all these other exclusive games.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild had no competition.
Yeah, but I mean, this is not surprising because Mario is universal. Like, not everyone is going to like a Legend of Zelda game. Not everyone is going to want to play a Splatoon game, but almost everybody who's like under the 8, like everybody knows Mario. Okay? Everyone knows Mario. Like little kids know Mario, people my age know Mario. Mario is universal. Like,
dude, Super Mario 3D World, I think on the Wii U sold what? I think 5 or 6 million copies.
Yeah.
You need to tell me with almost identical install base and in 2 months time, 9 million. So you mean to tell me almost 2/3 of the entire Switch fan base owns this damn game?
Yeah, but I mean, you have to remember there isn't the stigma of owning a Switch like there was with a Wii U.
True.
Like people
that's
aren't
very
like,
true, but...
people aren't like, oh my God, you're a grown man and you still sleep with a stuffed animal. Like that's how they looked at you if you went and got a Wii U game. It's like, who the fuck are you getting a Wii U game? Which is a different thing now with the Switch. People don't have to be ashamed to get a Switch. I don't know why anyone would be ashamed to get in a video game, because they're all toys at the end of the day, any goddamn one.
Oh, but, simple. It's because it's the kitty image.
You know.
And I mean,
these are the same people who weren't ashamed to get a Wii, you know, and get No More Heroes, where you had to jerk off the beam saber to power it up. But apparently, that's not embarrassing. But
I mean, it's like I said before, Red, perception.
But guys, listen to these numbers. I'm pretty sure you guys read them, but just for the ones in the chat, Mario Odyssey, 9.07 million copies. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 7.3 million copies. Splatoon, 4.91 million. Breath of the Wild, 6.7 million. Even ARMS, 1.6 million. Xenoblade, 1.06 million. This is a lot of goddamn sales.
Oh yeah,
I'm surprised that these exclusives are lighting up the chart, and you got people saying that exclusives are stupid.
Well, you've got people who are stupid saying that, like that fucking moron over there at Microsoft. Exclusives just aren't. These single player experiences just aren't really. It's like, man, don't say that because you ain't got none. Don't say that because
and definitely don't say that when you're trying to buy EA.
No, I don't think they're trying to buy EA. But I mean, you know,
rumors that Microsoft's gonna buy Valve.
I'm pretty sure Gabe Newell would rather drink a pint of. Gabe Newell would rather drink.
Can we get Half-Life 3 now?
Gabe Newell would rather drink a gallon of rubbing alcohol than sell Valve to Microsoft. I'm pretty sure Gabe Newell would rather go on a starvation diet for a year than sell his company.
So they buy Valve.
While talking about Valve, there was apparently a failed joint project between Nintendo and Valve back in 2011.
And you know, I just thought about
Valve getting bought by Microsoft. This Microsoft Xbox One is their third console. Is Half-Life 3 confirmed now?
But you know, Santiago just actually brought this to mind. I mean, even though I read it, I didn't even think about it in this way. But the fact that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 sold 1 million in less than a month,
and it's a JRPG.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at this point, since that game did well, I can see Tokyo Mirage Sessions being ported over. I can see that.
You know what? I mean, like, I don't really want to do a sequel. Don't fucking shit. Stop doing ports, damn.
I mean, hey, Redbox, I'm with you on the ports. I'm with you on the ports, but just like they feel with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, a great game that got very little exposure. Same with Pokken Tournament, a great game sold over 1 million on the Wii U, but it had very little exposure. It needed wings to keep growing. It being a new IP. Tokyo Mirage Session, that is a JRPG, one of the best of the 8th generation, but yet it has sold less than 1 million.
Here are the only games that I would like to see ported to the Switch. Wonderful 101, the Bayonetta 2 dual pack where you get 1 and 2. Which is already happening. But I already said Wonderful 101. I'd like to see an Okami port, Okami HD port, because Okami is a fucking good game.
Hold on, and real quick. I'm looking at the 3DS port. I didn't read this port. I cannot believe, even to this day, still Still, Mario Kart 7 sold 16.7 million copies.
Yeah.
What the hell? Is this just 2017?
I mean, Mario Kart Wii is still selling. So.
Yeah, people still buying that damn game.
And XY and Sun and Moon are dangerously close to each other.
And guess what?
Yeah. So,
the worst, the quote unquote worst 2D Mario game that was a cash grab has sold 12.43, and there's New Super Mario Brothers 2, which I actually own.
That's not a bad game though. New Super Mario Brothers.
It's not a bad game, but people are like, 2D Mario is stupid.
They just play it very safe.
It plays very the levels aren't too. The only levels that kind of take things differently are the gold levels where you turn into Gold Mario or Giant Gold Mario, and it's very like it's solid. Like here's the thing: even when Nintendo's half-assing it, you still get a better quality game than from a lot of other developers. Like it's New Super Mario Brothers 2 is the most half-assed 2D Mario game that we've seen, and it's still better than a lot of other 2D platformers. So I can't get mad. You know?
Santiago, good one, man. In the chat, he says Fatal Frame with a goddamn physical version.
I mean, you know, if that's what you want. I mean.
Y'all already know what I want to get ported over. It's my profile picture.
It's not going to happen.
Mario
it's
Maker?
not going to happen.
I think a sequel probably happen.
I'm gonna tell you like
they would port Woolly World before they port that game.
I'm gonna tell you like Tom Cruise.
They wouldn't do Woolly World because the new Yoshi's coming.
Man, here's all I'm gonna say. Here's the thing. I know everyone keeps talking about what they want ported over. Look, I'd rather than rather than a port of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, do a fucking sequel. As a matter of fact, do a sequel, charge $70 to $80 for it, and include the first game with it too. No, if they include the first game with it, I mean, that's actually a deal because that game hasn't really lessened in price. It's still $60. So you get a new game plus that game for like $20 more. That's a steal.
Depends on the robber.
That's a steal. I mean,
All
look,
right,
man, this is gaming. Gaming is not cheap. It's not cheap.
Let's not get off topic here. Metalman talking about Simmering Kagura Peach Beach Splash for Switch. No.
If we're talking about games we want to see ported on Switch, I want to see the entire FNAF series ported. Since Bendy and the Ink Machine is also getting a Switch port.
Friday Night at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't know, man.
I mean, the latest indie horror game, Bendy and the Ink Machine, is already coming to the Switch. So why not FNAF?
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you guys, I'm holding out hope. I'm gonna keep saying it every time this topic comes up. I'm holding out hope for Devil's Third.
Man, no. Just no.
Look, y'all can kiss my ass. That was a very innovative shooter.
Okay, let's just keep it real. Devil's Third is not a good game. It's not terrible. It's not as bad as people say, but it's not a good game. And the whole switching it from the engine that it was in to what was it? They were like, we're switching it over to Unreal Engine or some shit like that. That did not help. It made it worse, as a matter of fact. And then them like putting in the multiplayer and then taking it off and I'm like, that game was just no.
I forgot to mention that Dark Souls 2 and 3 should also be ported to the Switch since we're getting the original.
Man.
Because I want to.
You keep this up, we're gonna end up getting Darksiders for the Switch.
Yeah, get Darksiders again.
Look, I don't want a whole bunch of ports, because I'm one of the few people that actually own a Wii U and I own these games. So I definitely understand, even though part of me is, saying, man, to have that game portable, be portable and play it any time, that's enticing. But to me, it's just not enough. But these sales are phenomenal. Like Nintendo has always done well overall, at least financially, just not commercially. The Wii U was financially successful, just a commercial flop. But the Switch is almost the same as the Super Nintendo and the Wii. It is financially and commercially killing everything else. And I still cannot understand why you still have a few third parties out there that feel like, no, we'll think about it. Do you really not want to hop on this train called profitability?
I think
well, definitely not Capcom.
I think now this is the time where the consumers are starting to realize that third parties are now full of themselves.
What, they just realized that now?
Yeah.
They weren't realizing it when EA was basically buying all these licenses so that they could nickel and dime the shit out of people with loot boxes and loot crates and microtransactions.
Yeah, they're starting to realize it now after the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy.
You know what though? You're right about that, because I just saw a video today by Young Yeah. He was talking about Destiny 2. And like the community is basically like starting to like the unit's almost gone. Yeah. It's like no one cares anymore. No one cares.
Yeah, I mean,
and then Sprite shared a screenshot of like, I think it was it Battlefront or was it something else?
It was Marvel Infinite.
Young Ye.
Oh yeah, Marvel Infinite.
Isn't he one of those people who also criticize Nintendo for their business practices?
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's all subjective. Yeah. The only negative thing I'll say about Young Ye is that he has this weird love of Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Okay. With that said,
this is more. Go ahead.
I was about to mention that he praised Metal Gear Solid 5, which was technically an unfinished game.
Yeah, well,
I purchased that game for the PS3. I have yet to play it, and yeah, you heard me right. PS3. I didn't want to buy the PS4 version. I got it for like $10. Okay, brand new.
Metal Gear 5.
Yeah, missing nothing.
$10.
Yeah, missing nothing.
Now, our last topic here, well, maybe our last, I'm not sure, but one we talked about earlier today. I think it's today or yesterday, maybe. And thank you for Metalman for reminding me. Eric Maverick. Microsoft rumor Microsoft may buy EA. And Red Fox, I know you felt that is the dumbass idea, like the world over. And I would, in a sense, I do agree with you. You got essentially one shitty company buying another. I get it. I totally get it. But my whole stance on it was, despite the backlash with Battlefront 2, despite all the recent controversy, despite the historical controversy with EA, we cannot negate the fact that when it comes to influence and even control over the gaming industry, they are one of the strong ones. Despite their history, they're one of the strong ones. People still flock to buy Madden every year. They flock to buy Battlefield every year.
But I actually have three reasons why that would not be a good thing. Number one, and anyone can answer this, what are the top platforms for people buying FIFA and Madden?
Sony and Microsoft platforms.
What's the lead platform?
Oh, PS4.
Well, it depends on the generation you're asking. You're talking about this generation,
it's Sony. In Europe, it's always been Sony for those things. Like
but 7th gen, it was definitely Microsoft.
Well, it was
in Europe.
It was actually like almost 50-50 in 7th gen. So I mean, here's the thing. Okay, the reason EA makes money is because they put their games on everything and they microtransaction on everything. Here's the problem with Microsoft buying EA in order to basically cut out, Sony from the party. The Xbox division only accounts for 1% of the revenue generated from Microsoft. It would be the equivalent of me saying, okay, I have 100 regular customers that come to my establishment, and there's one guy who really likes Manhattans. So I'm going to go buy a factory that makes Manhattans just for that one guy. That's bad business.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I completely agree with you. I really and honestly do. But what I'm saying is, if not to cripple the PlayStation, division overall, they could easily like they did with Minecraft. They scooped up Minecraft. Now, of course, I'm pretty sure Nintendo's paying a licensing fee for that, and Microsoft don't mind. And I'm pretty sure Sony's paying a licensing fee for that. It's not going to be free. They can do the same thing. So instead of EA just simply giving Sony the better deal or the better offer, giving them quote unquote a discount, Microsoft be like, okay, now that money goes in our pocket. So for every copy of that game you sell, guess what? That's going in our pockets. So it's like now you can sell every copy of Madden you want. Madden, Battlefield, whatever. They can buy all the copies on your system, and I still get a nice chunk of that.
And
Sony right now, they're not making much profit on these games. All they make is a licensing fee because they're paying everything else.
That could, but that seems like, here's the thing. Microsoft, like I said, you have this part of the Xbox division is only 1% of their entire business, of the revenue generated. And they have like $136 billion just sitting in their, in the war chest. With all of the shit that's going on at Microsoft, like the fact that their software, their bread and butter, which is, their software, which is, not the gaming software, but like Windows, Microsoft Office, Word, stuff like that. That's starting to contract. And that's their bread and butter. It doesn't make sense for them to put, like, at this point, if they wanted to buy EA outright, it'd be like 36 to 40 billion. To take that money and put it towards gaming for 1% of their company, just to reclaim the market from Sony, when they could put that money towards...
That's a huge bite.
Yeah, just to put... I mean, it makes more sense for them to keep that money, like, now...
I would say this. If this does happen, I would say this. If Microsoft buys EA, Nintendo, you better buy Sega.
No, fuck Sega. Look, Sega, look, here's the way I feel about it. Okay? Look, here's the thing.
Look, man, here's why I say that. I do not want Microsoft. I don't want Microsoft to swoop in there and scoop up another IP that we can't have.
Look, here's what's going to happen. Here's what I think is going to happen with Microsoft.
Because I think we can all agree that Nintendo does better with Sega IPs than Sega does.
I'm pretty sure
Nintendo made a Sonic game.
Yeah, and Capcom IPs. But
if Nintendo made a Sonic game, I think they can actually make a better Sonic game.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's not hard at this point. Shit. But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Okay. What I think Microsoft is going to do. We know that Microsoft desperately for the Xbox division needs to, they need to invest in first party games. They like the purse strings where the Xbox division got free money to do whatever the fuck they wanted from Steve Ballmer. Ballmer's not there anymore. And the new CEO, like if he went to the board and said, hey, I'm going to take 40 billion of our $136 billion war chest and buy EA, they would slap the shit out of him and throw him off the top floor of their headquarters in Washington State. So really, what I think is going to happen is that they're going to probably buy maybe some studios that are kind of faltering. Like they might buy IO Interactive, they might buy the remnants of Visceral. Hell, they might even buy BioWare from EA. But here's the thing, though. Even if, like you said, Doc, they buy EA, have any of the studios Microsoft bought done well under Microsoft?
Nope. Rare being an example.
I mean,
what's funny?
Eric Maverick in the chat said, what was it at here? He said, not good enough. Nintendo better buy back Rare. Dude, the old Rare is gone. The new Rare is retro.
Like,
I'm gonna get the IPs.
I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Rare is so dead that the maggots have left the corpse. It's just some bones. And those people over there right now so hope Sea of Thieves is gonna be successful, and it isn't. And they're gonna they better go find a new job in about 6 months.
That's why I said they need to go ahead and just get the IPs. That's all they need. The closest thing right now is there's new Minecraft skins coming. One of them has Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Microsoft is gonna hold on to Rare's IPs just out of spite.
Yeah,
like they're never gonna sell those IPs.
Is anyone gonna answer that telephone?
Those IPs are not gonna get sold unless Microsoft is going out of business. It's going out of business sale. Those IPs will be sold, and Microsoft, with $136 billion just sitting around, they ain't going out of business anytime soon. So they aren't selling any of Rare's IPs. I mean, it would be great if they bought Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark and Conquer, but it's not going to happen. So
do you guys think that there's a chance Microsoft may just want to buy some of the IPs, even though they may not buy the studio? Although I don't think they're that smart.
I mean, if they're smart, they'll just buy some of the studios that are faltering, because the reason those studios faltered is because of mismanagement. But here's the thing, though. Microsoft fucks up studios too, so it's like, it's like, look, it's from one slaughterhouse to the other, really. If you're a gaming studio, I mean, shit. I mean, it's not going to get any better.
That's a very, very harsh way to put it, but you are absolutely correct.
I mean, it's like you're a cow and EA is one slaughter studio. Nah, man, Microsoft bought you, but shit, look, you saw what they did to Rare. Shit.
This rumored buyout sounds like it's only going to bring Microsoft one step closer to going third party, because companies like Disney, FIFA, or NFL will not be happy to see EA's licensed titles only on Xbox. So they'll likely stay
but I mean, but here's the thing. But see, I think that's bullshit too, and here's why. People bitch now about Nintendo exclusives being only on Nintendo consoles. I want to play Mario, but I don't want to buy a Wii U or a Switch to do it. It's like, okay, you can get mad all you want, but at the end of the day, you bastards went out there and you're going to buy the games regardless. I don't think any one of us actually prefers to have to buy another console to play a specific game. We all like to have one console and just buy all the games we want on that one console.
Yeah.
But we live in a capitalist society.
That's true.
We live in a place where there's business and there's competition. Competition breeds ingenuity and in some cases greatness. So you have to just go ahead and bite the bullet. At the end of the day, you may not like it, but guess what? If Microsoft wanted to, Minecraft could be Xbox. It really could be exclusive, but they didn't do that. But if they wanted to, all those Minecraft fans, which is one of the top selling IPs in the world right now.
Yeah.
Think about that. Imagine if that game was only available on Xbox
and PC, because it started on PC. Here's the thing, Doc. The reason Minecraft is a high seller is because it is multi-platform. Basically, Microsoft and Sony ain't like Nintendo. Okay, like you can't. It's kind of like Nintendo is old school. They make their shit to sell their shit, and their shit is good, and people buy it. Microsoft and Sony don't have that type of market penetration or audience. Like EA is big because of their licensed games. They make money because their shit is on a lot of different platforms. If Microsoft basically bought EA, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if they did and they said, okay, we're going to make Madden only be on the Xbox. We're going to make FIFA only be on the Xbox. FIFA and the NFL could say, oh, so you're going to make your shit only for one person. Okay, we're going to pull the license. So then it's like they pay their fee for pulling the license, and now it goes to maybe 2K. And then you have some real competition. Because, I mean, the way they make their money is by basically getting a cut of every unit sold, like in a wide audience, PC, PS4, Xbox One. It's basically only making it exclusive to one platform cuts your nose off to spite your face. Essentially. Unless you do what Microsoft did back in the day with their money hatting, where they were like, we'll give you we'll give you 50 million for the game, and we'll cover the advertising costs, which is basically another 50 million, and we'll also waive or significantly reduce the licensing fees. So, and that's why the Xbox division did not turn a profit for all those years, and they lost between 1.52 billion year over year for 15, 16, 17 years. And Microsoft, like the Xbox division, can't afford to do that anymore, which is why I'm saying that it's unrealistic to expect Microsoft to do that unless they basically said fuck the Xbox as a console and just went straight third party /PC, which I mean the way they're going right now seems more than likely.
Yeah, but I've learned, man, over the last couple of generations, this may be a rumor. It may be totally untrue. No evidence whatsoever.
Oh, we should also mention about
I don't put anything past this gaming industry anymore. If Konami was bold enough to sell its fans a glorified demo for $40, if EA could blatantly put in microtransactions where you have to pay literally about $80 per character, and these are iconic characters of an iconic franchise, I'm sorry, I don't put anything past this industry today. I really do not.
We also mentioned how Insomniac is looking for a publisher for.
No, you know what? I did a post about that a few weeks back, I think, and I hope everyone turns them down but Nintendo.
You know what? That's what they get for getting in bed with Microsoft. I keep on saying this. Look, if there's two companies that if they offer you a deal to help you get your game out, if it's Microsoft or EA, just don't.
But no. Okay. Back it up for a moment. But really, whose fault is it really that the game didn't sell well? Is it Microsoft's or is it the fans that were bragging about the game to look at our exclusives and did not buy it?
It's both. It's Microsoft and the audience. See, Microsoft built that dude bro fucking audience. They built it. They built that shitty piece of shit. Yo, bro, I want to shoot people in the face, bro. Let me drink these Mountain Dews, bro. Let me have some Doritos, bro. I'm playing Call of Duty, bro. I'm playing Battlefield, bro.
Yeah.
They built that piece of shit,
guys.
and now they got to suffer for it. That's on them, okay? Like, here's the thing. You build your audience. Like, if you train your audience to expect shit with a gun in it, then that's on you. You built that audience, you deal with it. And then they're like, we want to try something new. Hey man, you built an audience built on bros. I don't know what to say to you, bro. Now, the Nintendo audience.
I have it both digitally because I got it for free with Games Ago, but I also bought my copy well before that. And I to my recollection, they've given that game away twice with Games Ago throughout the Xbox Live's lifespan. Twice. It's a really, really good game.
Yeah, but you want to know the sad thing?
I think it's the only game, the only exclusive game that they have that is not on PC.
But here's the thing, Doc. It's not a dude bro game. And sadly, most of the audience of the Xbox is fucking dude bros. And so basically, the dude bro audience doesn't like, if it's not dude bro, if it doesn't have a gravelly faced dude, white guy who talks like this,
or a helmet guy,
or a dude in space armor, they don't give a shit. They don't. That's not their thing. And I mean, it's sad, but look, Microsoft built that audience. That's the audience they built. That's the audience they built. That's the audience they supported. Those are the games they money had it. And this generation, they tried to change that, but it's too late. See, they should have been building a varied and diverse library from the start. And they tried, but then the dude bros came in and they catered to the dude bros. That's what Microsoft catered to, the dude bro audience. And that's the audience they built. And so you know what? They made their bed. Now they got to lie in it. Not my problem. And Insomniac with their dumbasses went over there. Yeah, Microsoft's going to help us out. I'm like, your audience is on the PlayStation, though. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's the audience for Insomniac games.
Even a PlayStation Nation would pick that game up. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
They brag about it, but they wouldn't buy it.
Yes, they would, because Insomniac has traditionally, that's where their audience is. PlayStation. Ratchet & Clank, PlayStation game. The other Insomniac game they made, PlayStation game. But Insomniac fucked up when they tried to go multi-plat with that game that bombed, that third person shooter that was like like a squad-based third-person shooter where you like had like different characters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what game you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Yeah, and that game bombed. And then they did. Then the second game they did was an exclusive because they were like, "Well, shit, this multiplat shit isn't working," and they went with the exclusive, and that didn't work. I mean, basically, what I'm saying is this: multiplats are not their thing. Okay, like basically, Insomniac should have stuck with their audience. Like Nintendo's, they built their audience. Nintendo's systems appeal to Nintendo gamers. The cool thing is that Nintendo has a handheld and a home console. So they get you when you're a kid and they get you when you're older. So basically they have a wide audience. Let's say 100 million people spread out across 3 major markets, you know, are at least familiar with Nintendo. They might not buy Nintendo stuff, but they're familiar with the product. Microsoft has the opposite problem. They lost a lot of their people to Sony in the 8th gen. And most of their audience are fucking dude bros. And dude bros are casual gamers. They want what they want. They don't want to think hard about their games. They just want to fucking play whatever the fuck, you know. They want to shoot people in the face with their chainsaw gun. You know, Cliffy B is the quintessential dude bro stand-in. You know, a dude who talks way too much shit, but then when he actually has to perform, is relatively disappointing. Much like what was that game they made, Paladin, some shit like that.
Oh, you know what though? That brings up the and this will be the last topic, but I'm reminded of this topic. Triple M posted something about today, but you know, apparently with Microsoft's Game Pass going to allow access to their new release games, like, you know, day one, a lot of, you know, more than a few retailers are like, F Microsoft. And we you know, us that have common sense, we know this because it's been ever since digital games became like a common thing to some extent. Even GameStop has like voiced their concerns that like, yeah, they're starting to give away digital games with their consoles, so we're not going to sell those consoles bundles with digital games because they don't make money off of that. So it stands to reason that brick and mortar retailers are not going to like this, and now you're going to be offering your grade A, you know, big blockbuster games available day one on your Game Pass, and it's $10 a month or however much it is.
Yeah, but
a couple of retailers expressed their concern about being pissed.
Yeah, but it's not that bad because Microsoft doesn't have a lot of AAA first party games. they really don't.
Well, we're not first party, but like just even some of their like the big AAA titles are going to offer day one on the Game Pass.
But they're going to have
me, it's kind of like, well, that hurting them because instead of someone coming in and spending $60 on your brand new game and or buying a season pass with you outright, they're going to get to try this game out day and date.
Yeah, but they're going to have to make deals. Microsoft is going to have to make deals with these companies that have these games. These companies who make these games are still going to have to get paid. Now, you're right. The brick and mortars might take a hit, but they've been getting their ass kicked by Amazon for years now at this point. So, I mean, I hate to say this, but you know, gonna get that boot's gonna be dug a little bit further up their ass, for lack of a better term.
Let me just say this, people. I'm gonna make a video about this within the next couple of days, maybe. But when it comes to digital versus physical, I will always prefer digital. I've had more than a few people. I've been here. I see various comments on, you know, the social webs out there. I've even seen comments so ridiculous as, but man, you know, don't you get tired of, you know, having to take out your disc or take out your cartridge? I've been taking out of consoles and systems for 30 years now. I never really considered it a hindrance in any way, shape, or fashion. But you can in no way. There is no way you can convince me that digital has more pros than cons in comparison to physical. It's just not there.
Amen.
Well,
I will admit there are some conveniences with it, but with digital, there is always additional cost in the end. Like right now, like for example, this is my case as of this moment. I have 14 physical games for my Switch. Guess what? I don't even need an SD card to have all those games. I still have 18 gigs free on my internal memory. That's because I have, I think, about 8 physical games, one of which takes up like I think 7 gigs or something.
Yeah.
But I still have 18 gigs internal memory, and I have 14 games. If I was to have all 14 of those games right now downloaded, I would need at least 128 gigabytes. But my point is, although digital is convenient, you put all your games on there, you got a cloud save, but should you not have access to the internet, should that digital offering no longer be available on the service to any extent, whether they pull it or not, guess what? They don't owe you shit. If you lose your entire Switch, you lost your games too. Now you can buy a new one, you can sign it to your account, but I know people, I've actually met people that when I ask them for their friend code, they don't know it. When I ask them for it, well, won't you log into my Nintendo account, whatever? Yeah, I don't know that log on. I just made the account just so I can, get into the system, play game. Like, wait, hold on a second. But you people want everything digital, but you don't even want to keep track of your logins?
Bullshit. Here's what I'll say. I would say that you're right that physical has more, or at least had more benefits than digital, a gen ago, 2 gens ago. But now it's a little bit different, because basically all of these consoles are very aside from the Switch, but the PS4 and the Xbox One are very PC-like. So even if you have the physical disc, you still have to go through the bullshit of if you were doing it just purely purely physical, purely digital. Like if you own an Xbox One and you buy a new game, you're still gonna have to fucking download a fuck ton of patches to play it. Like the shit back in the day where you just put the disc in and turn the system on and it would boot up and you play your game, that shit's over. You don't get to do that anymore on these third-party consoles. You can't do it anymore because Microsoft and Sony have no fucking standards that they hold third parties to because they're third-party consoles. They need these people. They're like drug addicts that need that hit. Whatever you need, baby, as long as you give me my fix. So those benefits aren't there or aren't nearly as substantial as they were before. Digital has issues too. Like you need hard drive space and all that other stuff. That's true. But the physical things have diminished. Like them selling you discs that are only like an access code that lets you download the disc, download the information. A lot of games have been doing that now, where like there might be 6 gigs of data on a 50 gig game, and the rest is downloaded onto a hard drive, like they do on the PS4 and the Xbox One. So, physical doesn't have the same benefit now as it did in the 7th and 6th gen, which is sad. It's sad. The only people who still were having something physically actually means a damn thing is if you have a Nintendo console or handheld. Because
very true.
That's it. You can't I hear people say, "Man, my PS4, I got this physical." I'm like, I don't know, because the disc is fucking useless, really, except for those 6 gigs that unlocks the thing that tells their network that you have the game so that they can download it. My friend recently got a new game and he installed it, and it took the shit an hour. And the dude has relatively good internet. It took the dude a fucking hour to download the damn game. And had the disc, downloaded it, but the disc was just like a handshake to let the thing know, hey, I have the game. This is the shit we deal with. It's sad. And look, listen. Will physical go away? No, you'll still have physical. Physical's going to be like vinyl or Blu-rays or DVDs in the age of streaming. Like you'll still be able to get things, but it's going to become increasingly more niche. And there's nothing wrong with that because you can't have everything. But
well, we'll go ahead and close the podcast.
But isn't vinyl becoming isn't vinyl becoming popular again in these recent years?
It's becoming popular because of hipsters. It's not becoming popular in terms of sales or commercialism. Because I collect vinyl and I get new vinyl sometimes, but vinyl is still nowhere close to digital downloads of music or iTunes or any of that shit. So vinyl's getting popular is not, it's digital is coming. I know people are getting mad, but digital is coming. Get yourself a bigger hard drive or
and Joel mentioned
SD card. You're gonna have to make that plunge sometimes. My advice: wait until they have a tech sale someplace and get your shit.
Though, and Joel mentioned that he'll quit gaming if everything goes digital.
No, it's not gonna be okay. When digital comes, it's not gonna be like you have to be digital or else. It's gonna be like more and more things are going to become digital. They're going to incentivize you to get digital. Like there might be, you get some extra shit with it, or it might be slightly cheaper, like $5 cheaper. And then they're going to say, well, the physical, because like how they lie now and say, well, it's so expensive for us to make games. We need to do loot boxes and microtransactions. Except they're going to say with the physical, they're saying it's so expensive for us to make this little piece of plastic or this cartridge. We need to charge an extra $10. So it's going to be like, I got this physical, I paid $80 for it. That's basically what they're going to do. So, be prepared for it is all I'm saying. Pucker, gird your loins. It's coming.
I say there's still some kind of their price of how they make some of the down, and yet they keep on adding some. And their stuff.
It's not going away completely because there are too many cheap bastards who can't afford to buy new games outright, and they trade in their old shit to get new shit. So, like retailers do not want it to go to an all digital future because it means you won't need to go to a store to buy a game. You can just order it off the internet or whatever. But gamers, I'm not gonna lie, digital is very convenient. You don't have to go and do a lot of stuff. But I get what you're saying. It's coming. It's coming. Get ready for it. Get your micro SD cards, folks. Get it now while you can. Get it now. Get it now. Damn you! Get it now.
True.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and close it off here if no one else has anything. So you guys can go ahead and give your sign.
Oh yes, I should mention that ARMS is getting yet another update, 5.6. Oh wait, I think it was 5.2. Let me double check.
Hey, I hope that game continues to sell, man, because I know ARMS 2, would it come in 2 or 3 years? And Nintendo's going to perfect this game over time. They really are. Same thing with Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's 5.1. And there's speculation it could be new modes.
Well,
Since
cool.
it's gonna be new. There's speculation it's gonna be new modes and new ARMS.
I actually need to get back into that game. I just had so many other games to play that I haven't.
Yeah, like other games.
That's my job.
Shut up. Anyway, you know what? Since you got something to say, you can go ahead and give your sign off first, you bastard.
Yeah, all right. This is Fight Remix. Good little podcast. Keep gaming.
Play.
Caught up in this bull.
Yeah, he's out there playing Rocket League.
Yeah, we're on 2-minute overtime.
Breaking news: the Nintendo Switch Online is launching this September.
Really? Are they giving any?
Any free games yet?
You won't get details until E3, I bet.
Oh, fuck that, man.
I'll link to the. I can link to
I don't care if it launches. Hey, look, I don't care if it doesn't launch until 2020. At the end of the day, everything is still free because when it launches, we're not sure what stuff is going to be required to pay for. Like, for example, would Mario Kart Online still be for free, or would it be now tied behind a paywall? So if people complain, it's like, so you're complaining because you're not yet being locked out of stuff without paying. That's stupid. Be glad. When they said it was delayed from this year, I said great, because it's still free like the Wii U. We're the only ones that have a free network right now. If anyone complains about that,
I need information.
It's still free.
So you mean to tell me you would not be satisfied even if you never got information on it?
Well, no, I need the info.
And it never launched.
I need to know what's going on. I need information.
I posted another link.
And I need no information. The only thing I need is to know that it's free right now, so I'm safe.
I posted the Nintendo Everything link on the chat.
This is Mr. Red Fox, and this is, look, I need the information. I need to, I'm like Dr. Evil. I'm like Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. I need the information. I need the info. I'm the freaking boss here, people.
I got a suggestion for your new name. You should call yourself Mr. Foot Up Your Ass. Because you want to put every company.
Red Fox. Red Fox. You know what? I get it. I understand. You need information. Here's the new information. It's still free
until September. But here's I need the information. I need to know what the specifics are and stuff like that, so I can plan.
Hold on, they already told you this is going to cost $20 a year, $20 a year.
Yeah, I also need to know what features it has, because it might not be worth $20 a year.
It says here it says here that unfortunately Kimishima did not go into specifics. More information will be shared later in the year.
That dude's just going to go take some dollar bills and polish his bald head with it. But anyway, this is Mr. Red Fox here, having a fun time hanging out with friends through the power of the internet and Google Live Hangouts or whatever. So yeah, this was fun. I have a podcast this weekend, this Sunday, also the same day. Actually, you know what? I might move BS Busters to Saturday, because Sunday's the Super Bowl, and I'm pretty sure people do not want to talk about bullshit in the Super Bowl, because they're either going to be really angry that piece of shit Tom Brady and the Patriots won, or they're going to be really happy because Tom Brady and the Patriots lost. So either way,
there's a possible chance that I might not be able to join the BS Busters this Saturday, because I might be I'll be away again.
That's okay. We'll still have a BS Busters, and it'll be dedicated to a friend of ours who's going through some stuff right now. So, yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Enjoy.
So yeah, this is Don from Video Game Facts. Be sure to visit our group at Discus, where we talk about facts and opinions on the Gamosphere. Right now, I'm currently debating what articles to post besides all the non-stopping news articles regarding the Switch, as well as the online that Nintendo keeps delaying.
All right. And Jewel, you next.
Nice cutoff there, buddy. This is Jewelry Moonstar, the Gaming Mage. It's been a blast. Sorry if anything came up that cut me off, but if anything, there's so much stupidity to work with in this world.
And last but not least, we got SK.
Yes. This SK Massive. Nintendo can't delete a network that they never give you a date on. So,
don't start trolling.
So enjoy yourself. I'm about to put my foot up in some Xenoblade.
Stay away from the oranges and the juices.
And I'm Dr. Feelgood. Science podcast before Kenoshi pops up in here and says the same thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. And look for the physical copy of the OGO 85 podcast. No, I'm kidding. But
Kingdom
if it was, it would be a lot better. Peace.
Kingdom Waifu's dreaming.